on, come on, come on, come on, make a move. Everybody, 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 say it, make a move. You know, sometimes you've got to take comfort where you can get it. And this segment focuses on taking comfort in a cast-off comment made by a well-known, very talented Hollywood
cuckoo.
I think a good and accurate definition of the word hypocrite is someone who says one thing but then does another. I'd like to introduce another word, hypocrite, which would mean in this context someone who says one thing, does another, and then forces others to do the things they say we should all be doing. This word actually has other meanings, one on medicine, I think, so I'm really just kind of borrowing it for now. Anyway, if there is anywhere that has a larger hypocrite quotient than good old Hollywood, California, I don't know where that would be. This is the land of people who constantly decry income and gender inequality, but have inexplicably failed to socialize the earnings of the members of the Screen Actors Guild. The place where sexual harassment is publicly denounced, but practically enabled, and probably more common than in any other industry in the world. The place where people preach against poverty from their $50 million home, and where people say that climate change is a critical existential threat to the world just prior to jumping on their private jets to go back to their mansions to do laps in their pools, which in some cases use more energy than 6 average-sized homes. Back in the olden days when I was growing up, there was a term for someone who was, well, let's just say not quite all there mentally. We used to call them space cadets. And if there was ever a dictionary space cadet, it's got to be Joaquin Phoenix. A few years back, he did an interview with David Letterman. Anybody see that? Where Joaquin basically just sat there for about 5 minutes, mumbling. Seriously, 5 minutes of mumbling, causing Letterman to say at the end of the interview, "Joaquin, I'm sorry you couldn't be here tonight." So it was with great shock and very, very, very cautious optimism that I saw Joaquin Phoenix during the last Golden Globe Awards, the last ones, they're coming up again soon. I saw him open the door, if just a crack, to introducing some integrity into the Hollywood culture. Check this out.
But I think together, hopefully, we can be unified and actually make some changes. It's great to vote, but sometimes we have to take that responsibility on ourselves and make changes and sacrifices in our own lives. And I hope that we can do that. We don't have to take private jets to Palm Springs for the awards sometimes or back, please. And I'll try to do better, and I hope you will too. Thank you so much for putting up with me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for this night and all of you. Thank you.
You know, it almost doesn't matter whether he does what he just said. You've got to start somewhere. And he did say it. He said it, you know, apologetically, like he was asking his fellow actors to remove an arm, but well, there it is. Conversation has to start somewhere. Maybe it's here. Why am I making such a big deal out of this seemingly innocuous cast-off comment by a well-known Hollywood space cadet? Because, well, hope springs eternal. And when someday it does happen, and by it I mean when we humans stop blaming all the world's ills on those bad humans over there, ever the optimist, this is how it's going to start. And how do I know that? Because this is the way that everything starts. An innocuous comment here, a small action there, a recognition of what works and what doesn't, not implementation yet, just acknowledgement at first, then another step, and another, and another. Thomas Edison, the Wright brothers, Tesla, Joaquin, why not? Any process like this is slow and incremental and beset by backsliding and setbacks. But when you ask, how are we going to get from where we are to where we need to be, it's little things like this that really can make a difference. So let's all walk the Joaquin. Let's all of us do tiny little things to start the process and realize that in this case, the reasons behind why Joaquin Phoenix said what he said don't matter that much. It could be a start. And if a start can be made at the center of the hypocrite universe, good old Hollywood, California, then a start can be made anywhere.
Now you won't say nothing about it. You won't say nothing to me. You won't say nothing about anything till you